1st of March, Rabbi Levitt, Gemora.
It's, yeah, I've superimposed my painting on the photograph. It's only A4 size, right? My painting is much bigger.
How big?
Not that much bigger. It's sort of, I think I've forgotten about. It's 40 by 40, 20 by 20. No, about that big. What's that would be? What about? Yeah, about 40 by 40.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
Very good. And where's the painting right now?
In my studio somewhere.
Ah, okay.
Mm. Mm.
Very good.
All right. We are.
Okay, so we are forging ahead over here, Be'ezras Hashem. And oh. Let's try to find where we're holding over here. Oh, no. Well, I thought I marked down where we were holding.
According to my marker here, we're on 105B, about 2/3 of the way down, where it says lo ba velo b'motza'ah. In the Gemora it appears the first word in the line is ben azai.
Mm-hmm. It's 105 B3.
That's right, B3, the left-hand column very top.
Yes. Yes.
That's where I think we are. I'm not sure.
I think we may have gone over, but this is probably good to do this.
Should we do this again?
Maybe.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry is good for the soul.
Ah.
Okay. Okay, so you want to take it from the top, Lou?
Okay. Let's see. The Gemara wonders about the Bryce's last case. You say that he had recognized neither it nor its finder. Kushta ashtaba. But then he swore truthfully. Why does Ben Azai mention this case? So, in other words, if he told the truth, then why is it listed among cases where he didn't tell the truth? The Gemara therefore amends the Brisa. Ema ba uve motz'ah. Say the last case as follows. He had actually recognized both it and its finder. So instead of saying he recognized neither it and its finder, we're saying it says he recognized both it and its finder. The Gemara asks, Lamai Hilchasa. Regarding what application of the law does Ben Azai mention that these three cases exist? Okay, so now it's changing topic.
Okay.
So it's concluding that that amendation is correct, I guess.
Yeah. If he says, ba ubemotza, oh, meaning he recognizes the identity of the lost item and also the one who found it. So then, yeah, then that would be the correct text in the brisa for some reason. Yeah. Okay. So now we go to Lamai Hilchasa. The Gemora now wants to know what's the reason that Ben Azai mentioned these three shvuas over here. What's the halacha of these three shvuas?
You want me to keep reading, or you want to switch to Roy?
Oh, yeah, let's switch to Roy. That's a good idea.
Why? Yeah.
Because we like you, Roy.
Diligence, Roy.
Whoa.
All right.
Gida,
Lamay.
like the almonds.
Lamay Hilchasa, regarding what application of the law does Ben Azai mention that these three cases exist? What's he asking? Regarding what application of the law does Ben Azai mention these three cases exist?
Yeah, it's an interesting brisa here. Ben Azai just says there's three shvuas, and he mentions what the shvuas are, but he doesn't say what's the halacha about these three shvuas. What about them? Like, it's a bit of a strange brisa. So the Gemara is asking, Lamai Hilchasa, what's the Ben Azai didn't tell us in the brisa what's the halacha of these three shvuas. So we're asking, so what is it?
The two opinions are cited, says the article. Rav Ami Rabbi Hanina. Rav Ami said in the name of Rabbi Hanina, liftoff. He mentions them for exemption, meaning that the witness is exempt from the offering for a false oath regarding testimony in each of these cases. Shmuel Omar, but Shmuel said l'chayv. He mentioned them for liability, meaning that the witness is liable to the offering in each of these cases. Liftor means what? Exemption.
To exempt.
Exempt.
So he'll be exempt, even though he swore falsely, he'll be exempt from having to bring a korban shvuas edus in this case. In the case of making an oath in these three cases. That's the halacha of these three oaths of the brisa that Ben Azai mentioned.
So bring a korban, what shavuos? What's it called?
Yeah, Rashi calls it a korban shvuas ha'edus. That he's really making a shvua that he doesn't know. He doesn't know either the identity of the lost item, who it belongs to, or alternatively, he doesn't know the identity of the one who he saw found it, or according to the emendation that the Gemara is giving over here, or that he what is the
He recognized both of them.
so right, but that's not the shvur that he would be taking, though, is it?
He
He's
should have.
making a shvur that he recognizes both. He's, in other words, he's trying to explain that he doesn't know anything more than this. What he said.
Right.
So oh, maybe that's why we can now figure out. We could figure out why the Gemara if he would say, I don't recognize either the identity of the lost item or the finder who found it. And he's, yeah,
But there's a footnote here. It says that is, he saw Shimon find a lost animal which he recognized as Reuven's, so that his oath was a complete lie. So he lied. He said, I don't know who found it, and I don't know whose it is. And then he admitted and said, I really did know both.
There's a Rashi there. I think. No, no.
well,
There's a Rashi on Liftor.
okay. You want to read the Rashi?
Yes, but I can't. So you can. I think or Bloom.
Leaf tour. Al Kulan Patur Ha'ed. Concerning all of it, he's exempted his testimony.
On all of these three shvuas, the aid that swore falsely in regard to his knowledge about his Adis, even though he swore falsely, nevertheless, he will be exempt from bringing a korban shvuas Adis.
Patur Ha'ed means Shvuas Ha'edus. Okay.
Yeah, the aid is the witness. Yeah. Now again, do we understand these three cases, how they're working over here? In other words, in the first case, Ben Azai said shalosh shvuos. There's three shvuos over here in regard to a witness who swore that he doesn't know Adis about the Aveda. So the Ben Azai says hikir bo v'lo b'motza'ah. That's one case. What exactly is this case referring to? The aid, the witness, he recognized that this Aveda is is the Aveda of the person of the claimant. He recognizes that. But he doesn't recognize he doesn't recognize who owns the chotzer that he saw the animal walking around in, and put it in, and so that was the one that found it and put it into his chotzer. So and Ben Isai calls these are the shvuos. So, in other words, that this is what he's swearing to. He's swearing to the fact that even though he does know the identity of the animal, he does not know the identity of the finder of the animal.
No. According to my English commentary, he swears that he has no information regarding the lost object. But in fact, and then there's the three cases of what he actually did know. So the first case, he actually did know that the article was lost. He saw the horse and he said, that's Slimy's horse. But he has no idea how Slimy's horse got into the wrong place. But he swore that he didn't know nothing.
No, because that's very strange. Because that I would have thought that this, and he says 3 shvuos, he's talking about the different types of. There's 3 different shvuos. You're saying, according to what the note says, it's all one shvua. He swears he doesn't know anything.
Right. That's what my English says.
Oh, and so now we can understand what the Gemora, when the Gemora said lo bo v'lo b'motza'ah, what the Gemora is saying is that's describing the third case, meaning that's what he didn't know either thing. He didn't know either thing. So if he's swearing that he didn't know anything, so that's why the Gemara says pushta ishtaba. He swore faithfully and truthfully, and so that can't be the case that Ben Azai is talking about. Very good. So therefore the Gemara turns it around and says bo ubemotza'ah, meaning that he knows everything about the circumstances of this. He really does. He knows the identity of both the animal and also the identity of the one that found him, and the chotzer, he knows it belongs to the one that found it. So in that case, when he swears that he doesn't know anything, so he understands that that's a false shvua.
Right. That's my understanding, yes.
Oh. So why does Ben Azai put shalosh shvuos? Oh, you know what? It's not like I'm saying, obviously, right? When Ben Azai said shalosh shvuos, he didn't mean to say there's 3 different nuschot of false shvua. That in this case he's swearing like this. In this case he's swearing he knew this, but he didn't know that. No, there's three different dinim, so to speak. There's 3 different halachas in regard to the matter of the aid swearing that he doesn't know any testimony to help the plaintiff. And so those are the 3. In other words, those are the 3 cases. Those are the 3 cases in which he's going to be liable for saying that he doesn't have any testimony. In other words, you might have thought to say like this. You might have thought to say that, yeah, he's swearing truthfully because he doesn't know the whole story. but no, he does, even if he knows, and that's what the Gemara is going to say later on, even if he knows only the identity of the animal, so then that's something that he should come forward and testify to that, even though he does not know the identity of the finder or the chutzner that it was that he saw the animal in. He should nevertheless come forward, and he's got an obligation to come forward and testify that he knows that this animal that belonged to Ploni was walking around in this chutzner, even though he doesn't know the identity of the person that owns that chutzner who found the animal and put him in the chutzner, because that information, that edus, could help the plaintiff to get his animal back. And so therefore, if this guy swears that he doesn't know any testimony, that's a false shvua. That's a false shvua. So that's one din, so to speak, one of the three dinim of false shvua that Ben Azai is talking about. Now we got it. Well, that was tricky. That really was tricky. Okay. I think we got it now. Okay, and now the Gemara is saying, Lamai Hilchasa, what's the halacha of this person who swears falsely in these three cases? And we're saying that according to one opinion, Rav Ami Amar of Chanina, he's putter on the korban. He's putter on the korban. Rashi says in all three of these cases, he's going to be putter on the korban. And Shmuel says no, he's going to be chayev, presumably, on all three of these cases too, for a korban. And now we're gonna go to the next section, ubeplukta the hanitanoi. And the Gemara is going to say that these Amoraim are arguing a machlokes that the Tanoim already argued about. Interesting. Okay. In other words, whether there's going to be a chiyuv korban or there's going to be a patur of korban in the case where he swore falsely. Okay. Let's go to the. You want to go to the next section? Ubeplukta dahani tanoi, and we go to Alan to continue the reading, please.
Okay. Which side are we on now?
It's on the top of the right hand column of 105 B3.
The Gemara explains.
No, the top. The top.
Okay. Uva B Lona logo saw the org nay tane, and they disagree in the same issue that is at the root of the dispute of the following Tanayim. The Sanya, who was taught in a Brisa. Ad echad, if one adjures a single witness to testify for him, and the witness falsely denies knowledge of the testimony, put it. The witness is not liable to an offering. Rabbi Eliezer, Rabbi Shimon, Machayev, but Rabbi Elazar, the son of Rabbi Shimon, holds the witness liable. And then the Gemara will tell you why.
Right. So in other words, what we just did is we said that the Amoraim, they're arguing the same machlokes that the Tanoim already argued about. And now the Gemara is going to tell us what it is that is the point of dispute between them. Why In other words, why does the one side say that he's putter in all three cases, and why does the other side say that he's chayav in all these three cases? What's the point of dispute between them? Okay. B'mai kamefligi. We go back to Lou.
Okay. My kama miflige. In what issue do they disagree? It is the following. Mar Savar, one master says, and the master is Rabbi Elazar, the son of Rabbi Shimon, Davar Hagoreim Lemamon B'Mamon Dame. Something that can cause a benefit of money is considered like actual money. Umar Savar Lav B'Mamon Dame. And the other master, the Tanakama, holds that it is not considered like actual money.
Right. They both agree that this is what we call a davar hagoram lamamon. In other words, this testimony that they are denying that they knew anything. That in other words, the shvua that he's making is he doesn't know testimony for the owner of this animal. He doesn't know any testimony, but he does know, and actually, what does it mean he doesn't know? But really, he knows the identity of the animal. He knows that this is the person's animal, even though he doesn't know who found it. But he does know that is his animal, and he saw his animal was lost in that person's chotzer. So the question is surely if he would have said that testimony, he could have helped the plaintiff to locate his animal, because he would find out where his animal was, and then he would get back his animal. So so why is it called? Let's let Rashi do the talking over here. Rashi is going to tell us, I believe. Actually, no, Rashi's not going to tell us. Okay, so we're going to have to figure this one out. Why is this called a davar, which is gorim lamamon? That's the first question. In other words, that I'm saying both sides agree that it's a davar gorim lamamon, but they disagree whether a davar gorim lamamon is regarded as mammon. Is it mammon or not? What does this mean? Let's explain. This is what we explain. A shvua, okay, so in other words, if this person recognized that this Aveda belongs to the plaintiff. And if he would have testified that even though he doesn't know the one who found it, because he doesn't recognize that chotzer as belonging to anybody that he knows, but if he would give testimony that he saw Plony's animal walking around in that chotzer, so like we said, the Plony, the Baal Aveda that knows that animal, he's going to go and search over there and inquire and in that vicinity, even if he doesn't have an address, until he locates his animal. Okay, so that's in other words, so that testimony that he did know that it was Plony's animal that was lost, and he saw that it was over there, that is certainly of benefit to Plony, the plaintiff, and all the more so if he would know the identity of the finder and the one whose chotzer the animal is in right now, even if he did not know that animal belonged to the plaintiff, belonged to Plony, because Plony is going to say, "Oh, you mean to say that Shmerel has an animal and he found it and it's in his chotzer? Oh, so please tell me, if you know Shmerel, tell me his address, give me his phone number. I'm going to call it up right now, and I'm going to say, look, I lost a black animal which had green stripes, and is that the animal that you have?" And he'll say, "Green stripes? Are you kidding?" But maybe he'll say, "Oh, that's exactly the animal. Yes." And so that is of course of a help to him. Now, so this is called to withhold such testimony from the plaintiff is so to speak, it's causing him to it's an indirect cause of him not finding his animal. Now, what we have to figure out is, why is it only a gorem? Why is it only a gorem? Oh, I think it goes like this. That, in other words, like this. It's like this. It's a bit complicated, but we only have one witness over here, right? Let's say this witness. Let's say he would not back out and say he doesn't know any testimony. But let's say he's going to say, "Yes, I know the testimony. I'm prepared to testify that the plaintiff's animal, who I recognize to be the plaintiff's animal. I know which animal that is. I saw him walking around in the chotzer of Shmerel, and I know who Shmerel is. He lives at this address, and this is and he found the animal. I saw him find the animal. I saw him put it into his chotzer. Now, This is only one witness. So one witness doesn't prove that Shmerel is holding Plony's animal. But one witness can force Shmerel to make a shvua to exempt himself from having to give this animal back to Plony. Okay. In other words, he could say, if he swears that, oh, I don't have the animal anymore, or if he says that he came and got it back from me, or he says, oh, I bought it from him, or whatever what it is over there, he could swear that he's not liable, he's not responsible, he didn't even ever find the animal altogether. Whatever he wants to do, if he swears to it, so the Bezdin accepts his oath. That's Shmerel, and therefore he won't be obligated anything to the plaintiff at all. So that's why I believe this is called a davar gorim l'mammon, meaning to say that the failure of the witness to testify to the testimony that he does know, and this he made a shvua that he says he doesn't know testimony, that caused that he did not testify on behalf of the plaintiff, which could have been a gorim, it could have been a cause for the plaintiff to get his animal back. But it's not that he definitely caused the plaintiff a loss, because even if he would have testified that he saw the plaintiff's animal in Shmerel's backyard, nevertheless Shmerel could have avoided liability by swearing that he doesn't have any liability. So that's why it's called a davar, which is gorim l'mammon. It's not an absolute winner, but the failure of the witness to testify to the testimony that he does have was what we call a gorim. It was a possible cause to allow the plaintiff to recover his animal. And so therefore we're judging on such a situation and saying, does this failure to give this testimony, which is, we call it a davar gorim l'mammon, is that regarded as mammon? Meaning, is that regarded as he prevented? Is that regarded as an actual kfira of mammon? Is it that he caused him an actual? Is it regarded as an actual loss? Or is it too iffy? So one opinion says, yes, it's called mammon. It's called the real thing. It's called gelt. And therefore, he's going to have to give a korban shvua for the fact that he swore falsely and didn't speak up with his testimony. Because if he would have spoken up, it's quite possible that the plaintiff would have gotten his animal back. On the other hand, the mandomer who says putter, he says, no, it's too iffy. It's too iffy. It's not regarded as a case of gelt. There's too many iffies over here. So therefore, since the korban involves a false oath, which has to do with gelt, this is not it. This is not real gelt. And because it's too iffy of a denial of the guilt of the plaintiff by the would-be witness who should have testified. Okay.
Yep.
Very good.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Baruch Hashem, I think we got this a little bit clearer today, a lot more clear. What's going on?
Yes.
Baruch Hashem.
All right. Thanks very much, Rabbi Levitt.
Sure.
Motor shall see
Everybody have a good day.
you
You
too as well. See you, Lou. Thank you. And
All
see
the
you,
best to
Alan.
See you,
Roy
Roy.
and Alan
See you, Alan. 4
and
o'clock.
Lou.
Right.